So, how has the rebranding process been like for you? And what advice would you give to others looking to rebrand themselves?
Okay. So that rebranding process has been
Mhm.
quite interesting. Outside of just rebranding, I think it's also been a self-discovery process where, I was thinking that I'm only limited to be able to do this. And, as you get closer to God and you develop new things about yourself, you realize that, I particularly realized that, you know, it's fun to create content for the purpose of entertainment.
Mhm.
It's fun to, dance and be in those scenes. But I got to a level where it wasn't feeling great on the inside anymore. It's like, okay, you can dance, and so okay,
Mm.
you know how to dress, and so right.
Mm.
So eventually, I started navigating towards purpose.
Mhm.
I started navigating towards purpose, adding value. I have a motto. My motto is, and I actually saw a video on Instagram repeating
Mhm.
my motto. I was like, no, that's my motto. Like,
Okay.
no. But the motto is, I like to leave people better than how I met them. Right.
Mm. That's a good one.
I've always been, yeah, I've always been like that. But I think with life challenges, I kind of like also became selfish, as a
Mhm.
hurt person, heartbroken. But then you eventually also get over that stage where it's like, okay, I'm me again, and I'm me
Mm.
even better.
Yeah.
So me in this stage, I gravitated towards adding value, and that is what really led my rebrand. It's like
Mhm.
I didn't want to be in the scenes anymore. I didn't want to be dancing. People don't really get to see this on the front end, but on the back end, dancers don't really get respect.
Mhm.
Women in the entertainment, like they say, is a male industry, but as a woman, they just see you as somebody that they can have fun with. And I felt like I wasn't that. I'm more than that. And the fact that I have tattoos make it very hard for me to even showcase that. So I had to really navigate my whole life to show that I'm not that, right?
Right.
And it wasn't forced. It was very natural. It was very, I'm over this type, I'm over this until I find purpose in this.
Mhm.
I don't want to do it anymore. And I started gravitating towards things that I felt like God was leading me towards,
Okay.
and they had purpose. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
But if I was, I think I missed the last question. So if I was to advise somebody right now
Yes.
about rebranding their life or just changing,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, um, I probably said a lot about God here, but I'm sorry. That's
Okay.
my strength, honey. That's my pillar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
be unapologetic
Yeah.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is keeping you going. That's what makes
Listen.
you who you are.
Listen, if you coming from where I'm coming from, I promise you, you understand, right? But I always like to
Mm-hmm.
put God first, and it's not because I want to sound so heavenly. Because trust me, I am a sinner. I sin, okay, and every day I ask God to just make me better because I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I'm just human, right? But I know my heart is pure, so yes, I can talk about Him because I have a pure heart. But I would really just say it's me wanting, a lot of time we do things on our own. We start businesses on our own. We get in relationship with people because we think we make friends because maybe this person is so nice. But in this age, I'm going to be 30 in like a couple of months. There's absolutely nothing. Like if I meet you right now as a friend, business partner, I will open my Bible when I get home. I must pray about you because I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what spirit you're coming with. I need to know if this is a friendship or relationship that God wants me to entertain, right? And the
Right.
moment I started putting God first, that's where I'm heading. I can't really tell you, you have to cut out your fake friends or you have to stop talking to this person, or I can't really tell you that because everybody's journey is different and everybody navigate differently. Everybody's situation challenges are different. But one thing I can say is when you do put God first, and putting God first is not just talking about Him, it's more so having a very private, intimate conversation with him, just praying, worshiping, and acknowledging that everything you have today is not you. It doesn't come
Mm.
from you. And once I was able to do that, it's like everything was going left. Everything I tried to do on my own just crumbled. So I got to a point where I wanted to be a different person. I was in a 5-year relationship with a very popular person in the DMV that I'd rather not name.
Mm.
Known each other for 7 years, but dated for 5. And it's like I wanted to. Person is an amazing man, right? But we had a lot of challenges, and he just wasn't speaking my love language. So I got to a point where it's like, okay, maybe God didn't approve it, and if He did, maybe in the future. But I got to walk away. So I was trying to rebrand also from that and heal, and I realized that Eva, you can't do it on your own, baby. You're
Mm.
hurt. You're
Right.
literally broken right now. Your own strength has carried you
This
to
far.
places where you don't even want to be. So
Yeah.
just surrender. That's literally how my thought process was. It's like I was at a point where, and I feel like God took me to that point where it's like, you have no choice but to turn to me, baby. Your friends ain't gonna help you.
Mm.
That man ain't gonna help you.
Right.
Social media would not help you.
Mm.
But if you turn to me, which is if you put me first, everything else will be added onto you. And that's literally what I feel like my life is. Because some things that I do or that I even put out on social media, I sometimes I know people look at it and they're like, "Oh, she's beautiful, she's, she's perfect, she's this, she's that." But baby, it's really just God adding this to me. Like I'm just following his guide. Sometimes I will be stuck on a project or I'm trying to do something and I don't know how to do it. I'm
Mm.
stuck. And then I'll
Right.
leave it and then I'll pray about it and I keep praying about it and I keep praying about it. And then eventually the vision becomes clear. So I say all that to say is really just putting God first and having a very personal relationship with him about what you want, who you want to become, what you want to do, and trusting in him. I think people really underestimate the power of faith. Like faith move mountains. I tell you, I kid you not. And I say that because the way I see faith working is, have you ever been somewhere where you're surrounded by people that speak really good English, but there's that one person that doesn't even speak good English, but they're so confident in the way they're speaking. Like
Mhm.
they're very outspoken. They don't care how you see them. It takes a certain level of confidence and faith to know that, oh, they know they don't speak English, but they trust that you will hear what they're saying, and you
Right.
do. You try your best to do right to hear them. So that's the same principle I apply in my life. It's like faith. There are things that inside of me I know I'm insecure about. I know I have to work on. I know I'm not perfect at,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna have faith in the fact that I'm working on them. I'm gonna
Mhm.
have faith in the fact that I just launched this business and it's not really making money right now, but I trust that God gave me this idea for a reason. So I'm
Mm.
going to keep going with it until I get it to where I want it to be. Obviously, marketing strategies is not all faith though. Faith without work, it will not work. So
Dead.
if you're watching this video,
Dead.
if
It's
you're
dead.
watching this video thinking that faith will carry you, but no, no, it will not. But I feel like that's the first step. That is literally the first step to rebranding, to doing anything. And then everything else is just about intentionality and
Mhm.
consistency. And
Okay.
you reach your
Okay.
goal.